this week?
It helps, but you know the guys have got to go out there and do it in the Coliseum on Saturday. It's different when the juices start flowing out there during the game, and we just have to be real conscientious of our run fits, obviously in the running game, and then you know containing the quarterback when it is a situation when it's passed, because he does make a lot of yards breaking the pocket.
How much do you want for Porter to be able to play a full season this year and be healthy and show what he can do?
Oh, that would be great. You know, he did it for us 2 years ago, and it was unfortunate that he was injured last year. You know, he's had a really good off season. I think the game's really slowed down for him. It was an unfortunate injury that he had to his knee, but we're glad to have him back. And so I expect big things out of him this year. I know he's expecting a lot of himself, and really looking forward to him watching him play. With the sack total we had last year, and we didn't even really have him for the whole season, that would have added to it. Because he's a guy that you will see this year that we're going to move around a lot in pass rush situations to benefit us from a matchup standpoint.
Do you have a kind of a predetermined rotation or substitution pattern, or is it going to depend on the game and the situations and all that?
Well, we're going to visit as a staff tomorrow, and that will be, you know, myself and Coach Helton to talk about the rotation with the players and how we do it. You know, obviously, I have a pretty good idea in my head about what I'd like to do, and you know, Coach and I will visit, and we'll see where it's at. Goes from there.
Have you thought Porter's looked this week in practice?
He's looked really good. He was anxious last week. We had to take his helmet from him. He was trying to practice last week, so he's had a good week. He seems to be changing direction well, and looking forward to seeing him out there on Saturday.
Do you guys have to limit him at all?
No, he seems to be ready to go. I mean, I'm sure that you know, we'd like to eliminate some of his number of plays now. I feel like we've got people that we can save 20 to 25 plays off of him in a game, but you've got to take his helmet to keep him off the field. So we have to have somebody just watching that.
Who's going to be assigned that role?
The equipment manager.
What is it about Bubba that ultimately led you to pick him for the safety job?
You know, I think it was a really good competition between him and Isaiah. You will see Isaiah play a lot. He's going to back up both safety positions. So he has a lot on his plate in order to do that. But I felt like that Marvell and Bubba worked well, you know, through communication. We had to put somebody out there, and I just felt like that you know, Bubba did enough to step himself up a little bit more than Isaiah. He's played in special teams for us. We know what he looks like on game day. This will be a first for Isaiah, but I think Isaiah's got a really bright future ahead of him. And you'll see him play a lot this year on defense at the safety position.
And then Greg Johnson and Isaiah Langley over that cornerback spot.
Right, yeah, that was a real good competition. I mean, we listed those guys as or. Felt like just Greg had a little bit better, you know, spring ball in camp, and made that decision. And you know, like I said, they're slashed or, so it was a good competition, and both those guys will play a lot.
Did you make a decision out of the two? I'm sorry, between Greg and.
Greg will be the starter.
Greg will start. And the status, from your perspective, of Porter, up in the air about starting, but will play? Or
yeah, I think he'll play. I see no reason, based on the way he's practiced so far, that he should not play. You know, so I'm excited to see him back out there at some point.
What have you seen Greg Johnson maybe grow the most since last year?
Well, I just think, you know, playing cornerback at this level, it's a position that's probably the toughest position on the field other than quarterback, just in terms of your one-on-one with, you know, a very talented athlete across from you. A lot of times you're one-on-one playing off, and a lot of times you're just one-on-one playing pressed. And I think that his ability to utilize the techniques and his ability to play the ball down the field has probably been his biggest improvement. And he's a very willing tackler. You know, he's not afraid to come up and tackle in the running game. And so much of football these days, they're trying to force the perimeter corners to make a tackle. They're going to push the ball, make your corners make a tackle, and both the corners that we have, really the whole crew, is not afraid to come up and make a tackle. So I think he's really good at that as well.
Is that an area where you guys have really improved tackling?
You know, it's one of the things we've worked on a lot. You know, that, and obviously eliminating the explosive plays has been another thing. But I think that that tackling has, especially in space, is something that we've talked a lot about. And we got more bodies to work with in terms of doing tackling drills defensively, just having more quality backups. I was just mentioning over here in the interview I did, we did our clap session over at the hotel in the mock game before we got on the bus. We were standing room only. Usually it doesn't look like that in there, so that having those extra bodies to practice with and do more things like that has been beneficial for the whole defense.
Hey, Coach, have you had to change?
She had a question.
I was going to ask, at the start of camp, you talked about maybe increasing the sort of best 11 to a 15 or 16 or however many.
Right.
Now that camp is over and you're ready for the first game, what's the number that you're looking at as far as guys that you feel you can
We got a whole new second crew, a lot of reps today, and so I think there's good depth at all three levels. I would say the position that you will see probably the most substitution at will be along the front. I think it's important that the back seven works together a lot until you get 3 and 4 series into a game and guys kind of get used to the feel, the speed, and the guys that are watching can kind of see what's happening. So I think that it's definitely developed, but Coach Helton and I will visit on that, and he'll make a decision before the game.
Let's do one more.
What do you think,
Coach, starting
what do you
here.
think of UNLV's quarterback? He's a guy who can run, but it seems he's listed pretty big, 6'5".
Yeah, I mean he sees the field well. He does a really nice job reading the field in the passing game. He's dual threat quarterback. He runs. They have designed runs for him, and then he does a really nice job in the pocket when his first and second reads break down. He comes out of the pocket and runs with the ball, and he's 225 pounds, so a lot of people really struggle to get him on the ground. So I'm very impressed with the talent level he has.
Okay, that's good. Guys,